Hello, my name's Evan Bowman, and today I'm going to be making a knife out of this 1018 piece of steel. First I have to flatten out the blade, forge it, do all the fun stuff that comes in knife making, but that'll come later. So, off to the forging. So, I flattened it out, but I was flattening it out and I let it sit in the forge too long, and it totally melted the size of the piece. It's all demented and it burnt off these sides, and it's going fairly well. I'm just worried I'm drawing it out instead of flattening it, but I don't think I am. But it's getting rainy, and we're gonna stop for the day. But fabulousness. Well, it hasn't rained yet, so we're gonna continue and hope we don't die. So what we're gonna do from here is we're gonna take the part that melted. I'm gonna forge that into the tang and use the rest for the blade, because there's enough meat on here for it to create a good tang and blade. So let's get started. So finished. Well, halfway did the forging of the tang. Uh, let it sit too long and it melted again, so I have to do a little bit more work. But overall, it's coming along nicely. I need to make the tang thinner. I need to shape the blade, make the blade thinner. But I've also ran out of coal, so I stop for the day. See ya. Okay, so a little bit has happened since I filmed. Well, actually, a lot has happened since I filmed last. I got this new forge over here. I moved shop into the garage, and I worked a little bit on the knife. I just kind of straightened it out, scraped off some impurities that got on it from the coal forge. So the reason I got this new propane forge is because the other one was producing a lot of toxic smoke, and I couldn't afford to get a bunch of coal. So I figured that this was the best solution. So it's just a steel bucket with some sand plaster mix poured into it. And then I've got this burner that I bought from Jerem Rush. He's the blacksmith down in Orem. And it's hooked up to this hose, which hooks up to two different propane tanks that has two 20 psi regulators. And so when I go into the one hose, it equals 40 psi. And so I have 40 psi of propane coming out of here, and it produces a really, really nice flame. It heats up pretty quickly. So the next thing I need to do on the knife is I need to start forging out the blade. So I'm just gonna start doing that next. So I'm done for the day. I got quite a bit done. I'm really, really happy with what I did. Not as much as I wanted to, but this is what I got done. I don't want to touch it because it's really hot, but I forged out the blade so it's a little bit longer. I got it thinner, and so I have pretty much, this side is still thicker, but what I need to do now is I need to draw this to a tip, and I need to create the distal taper on the edge so it goes like this along. And I need to get the tang a little bit wider, but I don't have time for that today, so tomorrow will be a new day with more work to do, so yeah. So a new day has dawned, time to get back to work. What I want to do today is just finish the blade, put in the bevels, and hopefully I can get that done today, so off we go. Okay, so I've got it to where I can bevel it if I need to. Well, when I not want to, not if I need to do it. But I figured it'd be best to work on the tang for a little bit and do beveling last. So that's what I'm going to do next. Okay, so I've got the tang done for the most part. It's time to start beveling.
Out this way, Ira.
Yeah, right about there.
Okay.
Okay, I need it to be flat, flatten it. Flatten it. Go and get it back and flatten it. Right there. Flat. Alright. Lift it up. Lift it up. So I have sort of done the bevel. I've started it. It needs a lot of work still though. But I think I'm done for the day. I'm tired, getting frustrated, which is not helping the work. But I'm proud of what I got done today. So tomorrow's a new day. Alright, it's day 4. I have a lot to do today. I need to kind of straighten this out. There's some bends, particular bend right there. And I need to, find the bevels a bit more here and here. And then if I get all of that done, I'm gonna move on to grinding. Okay, I finished forging. I defined the bevels and everything. I just need to let it anneal, and then I'm going to get to grinding. Okay, I've finished grinding for the day. Well, for today. I still need to take some mess off. It's still a little bit uneven. But tomorrow, I'm going to finish grinding and add the handle. It's going to be great. Alright, it's a new day. I gotta finish up grinding. Hopefully gonna finish up today, so let's get going. Finished grinding, it's time to move on to hardening. Well, I hardened it, and it hardened pretty well. As some of you may have noticed, in my ignorance, I got 1018 steel and not higher steel, because what 1018 means is it means 0.18% carbon and iron and some other elements, but essentially that's not enough carbon to harden. And so I don't know if you noticed, but in earlier clips I was pounding, there was black stuff on the anvil. That was coal dust. And theoretically that when you heat it up and you hammer it into coal dust, that adds more carbon on the outside layer. So, and it seemed to work-ish. When I found out that it was what that meant, in my ignorance, I was like, I don't really need to get another one. I can just experiment and try it out. And it seemed to work fine. It cuts-ish well. I need to finish sharpening it. And I kind of like the way it looks black, so I'll probably just wrap it and call it good, because it kind of looks cool. So, we could do that next. Alright, it's finished. I added the wrap. I decided to keep this black because I thought it, looks good with the orange. So far, it's held its edge up pretty well. There's only one way to find out, and that's to chop wood.
Nice.
It's finished. It looks like it held pretty well. I'm happy with this.